How to Survive the Death of the Dollar by William Brocius serves as a guide to being ready for the worst while hoping for the best. While its themes of surviving major disasters and preparing for the unexpected might seem a bit daunting, they are nevertheless important. Most of us go about our daily lives without giving much thought to major disasters. Why? Because they're rare, right? They're those tail risks that we hear about, but never really expect to experience. But here's the thing. History tells us that these major turning points, many of which are tragic, happen more frequently than we think. Think about it. The dot-com crash in 2000, the September 11th attacks in 2001, the global financial crisis in 2008, the European sovereign debt crisis in 2009, the Fukushima nuclear disaster in 2010, the crude oil crises in 2014 and 2019, Brexit in 2016, the U.S.-China trade war also in 2016, the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, the global inflation in 2021, and the Russia-Ukraine war in 2022. These are just a few examples of so-called black swans that have rocked the globe. And these are just the big, well-known events. There are countless domestic crises that happen almost annually, impacting citizens and economies worldwide. The point is, disasters are more common than we realize, and they can have a profound impact on our lives. So, what do? We prepare. As Brocius writes, it's better to mistake a stone for a bear than a bear for a stone. In other words, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. His book emphasizes this point: always be ready for the unexpected. Because when disaster strikes, it's not just about survival. It's about thriving in spite of the chaos. The book is divided into two parts, each focusing on different aspects of survival. Part 1 is all about financial disasters, specifically the impending collapse of the US dollar. Part 2 is about surviving an apocalypse, when societal structures crumble and we're left to fend for ourselves. Let's talk about the first part, the death of the dollar. The book argues that the US dollar's reign as the world's reserve currency is coming to an end. When this happens, the value of every dollar you hold will be significantly weakened. The worst-case scenario? The dollar could go to zero. While that's unlikely, its weakening will still be severe enough to destroy wealth and potentially lead to social unrest and civil war. Why? Because the U.S. will lose its superior purchasing power. Prices will skyrocket, leading to hunger, impoverishment, and crime. But there are signs to watch for and ways to prepare. The book suggests holding currencies that are globally recognized but out of government control, like physical gold and silver. The book also delves into the rise of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, or the digital dollar. While they offer convenience and efficiency, they also come with a loss of privacy and financial freedom. CBDCs are controlled by central banks, meaning they can track and monitor every transaction. They can also manipulate the money supply, devaluing your savings. The solution? Diversify your wealth. Hold physical gold and silver and store them in a safe, private depository. This way, you can protect your financial freedom and ensure your wealth isn't at the mercy of government policies. Now, let's move on to the second part of the book, Surviving Apocalypse. This section is all about what happens when societal structures collapse. You'll be relying on your family, friends, and neighbors for survival. Your focus will be on maintaining a material level of existence, seeking shelter, food, and protection. The book emphasizes the importance of developing a survival mindset and acquiring the necessary skills. It covers everything from finding shelter and food to protecting yourself and your loved ones. It's about being prepared for the worst-case scenario and having the tools and knowledge to thrive in a post-apocalyptic world. One of the key themes throughout the book is the importance of holding gold and silver. The book argues that these precious metals will retain their value even as currencies collapse. They're a hedge against inflation and financial turmoil. The book suggests storing them in a secure, private depository to protect them from theft and government confiscation. In a world where technology and communication are often taken for granted, the book reminds us of the importance of having alternative means of communication. In a disaster scenario, traditional methods like cell phones and the internet may be unavailable. The book recommends having a battery-operated radio and walkie-talkies to stay informed and connected. The book also emphasizes the importance of being proactive. Don't wait until disaster strikes to start preparing. Have a plan in place, stockpile essential supplies, and develop the skills you need to survive. The book provides a checklist of items to store, including food, water, shelter, first aid, and more. In conclusion, Brocius' book is a comprehensive guide to surviving major disasters and preparing for the unexpected. It's a call to action for all of us to be aware of the risks and take steps to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Remember, being prepared isn't just about survival, it's about thriving in the face of adversity. This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book How to Survive the Death of the Dollar by William Brocius. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.